Now we come to the third element that may affect the free consent of parties who enter into a contract. It is fraud. Fraud means penipuan. Fraud is defined under Section 17, which explains fraud includes any acts committed by a party to a contract with intent to deceive another party. So, by virtue of the Section 17, fraud means that there is an act which has been made by one party in order to deceive, to defraud the other party who entered into a contract with him. Jadi maknanya di sini, fraud berlaku bila seseorang itu melakukan sesuatu perbuatan yang hendak menipu atau memperdaya pihak lagi satu untuk berkontrak. So, what are the elements of fraud? First, there must be a false statement or false representation be made by one of the parties. Ada pernyataan palsu yang diberikan. Kedua, given with intention to deceive. The statement is given with intention that to deceive, to defraud the other party, to cheat the other party. And the representee must have relied on the representation. The other party was induced, terpedaya, terdorong with the false statement by the first party. So these are the elements of fraud. Okay, so these are the examples of fraud, fraudulent act. In all these kinds of activities, definitely there are false statements being given by one party towards the other, which induce the other party to believe that. Ini bermakna, sebagai contoh dalam situasi ni, if the seller make a statement saying that he is selling original branded goods, but actually it is a fake goods. So of course there is a fraud because he gave a false statement relating to the goods, which is actually a fake goods, and the statement was given with intention to deceive the buyer. So what is the effect if the contract is made by fraud? Is made because of fraud. So the effect is the contract is voidable. So it means here the party who has been defrauded, who has been cheated, who has been deceived, entitled to avoid the contract later on. You may read the cases of Kang Chwee Lian and Lechme Arumugam.